For this teacher video, I decided to do 13.1c number 2, and it says, given two parallel lines, explain how to transform one onto the other using the following. A rotation, and then you're just supposed to describe a center and an angle of rotation. And then in part B, a translation, and describe all possible translations. So to start off, I'm going to draw parallel lines like that. And a translation, the definition of a translation is a transformation of the plane that maps each point of the plane according to some translation vector, also called a slide vector. So to get each line to be on top of each other for a translation, you need to have a line or something that determines the way that you're going to slide it. So in this case, we need to get this line to be on top of this line. So you can either move it about this much in this direction, so then when you slide it, then this would be on top of there. Or you could also go like this, and then when you slide, this line would then become here on top of it, and it just make it longer like this. Still the same line, but there's a different translation. Another way you can do it is if you start here and move up like this, then again, this line will end up on this line, just the top will be longer and the bottom won't be there. So that's a translation. For a rotation, the definition is an isometry that fixes one point on the plane and turns the rest of the plane according to some angle. So, for this, a rotation, you need to have a fixed point. So we'll just say that in this case, we can use the top here. So this is our fixed point. And we want this line, instead, we need it to go, we need to turn it. So we're going to end up, if you turn it 90 degrees, then the line is going to look like this, and that's not parallel. We need the line to be parallel, so therefore we need to have the fixed point, and we need to turn it 180 degrees, so half of a circle, to make the line be back like this, but this will be on the bottom this time. The fixed point will then be on the bottom because we rotated it 180 degrees. So when you're done, you'll still have two lines like this, except the fixed point that was on the top will now be on the bottom because again, we rotated it 180 degrees. You cannot rotate it 90 degrees because it will look like either a grid or a plus sign, and that's not what they wanted. So again, the translations, there are three possible translations. One to just slide it straight over, one to go down to the right a little bit and move it, or to go up to the right and again have that line be on the same line and make them the same line instead of having the lines be parallel.